Been a minute, guys, since my last stream. So bear with me while I make sure that this is working. Okay, good. Seems to be working. That's good. All right. So there was 10 topics surrounding EA Skate that I wanted to talk about, and I was thinking of doing it in one condensed video, but I don't do anything slow and or quick and rapid, nothing, which is why it's been a while since I've been on stream. I feel like this music might be a little too loud. Take it down a notch. Okay. So yeah, I did pull up a Gemini search on kind of like what I wanted to talk about in terms of the free-to-play aspect of Skate. So yeah, based on my prompts that I plugged in here, basically EA Skate pros and cons of free-to-play model. You know, there's a lot of opinions online right now about this, but I think that EA actually made the right decision, just given where the economic state of skateboarding at large is, and the economic state of where the gaming industry is. Like, still having come out of the pandemic and the boom of all of this activity in the gaming space, it's actually really good that they're offering a free-to-play model and not charging for any of the aspects that come down to like the gameplay. Like, if you want to jump in and just skate, you can, and there's no charge to that, which I think makes sense for their target demographic, which we could get into that a little bit as well. But let's just read through some of, you know, the points that Gemini has come up with here. So accessibility and community size. So 0 barrier to entry means that everyone can download it and play, leading to a much larger and more active player base, more populated servers, the massive multiplayer skateboarding sandbox, which that's quite literally exactly what it is. Like, and the more like item drops that they add to the game, which they can continue to do, the more sandbox like it can be, and the more that they expand how many items you can drop. Again, the sky's the limit there, and I've played around with that quite a bit myself, and actually really enjoyed that aspect of the game, because some of the, and we'll go into some gameplay in a bit, but some of the parts in the map do kind of require you to like get creative with the item drops and kind of create your own way of taking on those parts of the map. So I'll show you a couple of examples of that when we get into it later. So I think that's a good point, and I agree with this. Although, yeah, I think it's just kind of like shock value maybe to some players who, you know, maybe the older generation of players who were used to like standing in line at EB Games and spending $170 on like the Master Chief, you know, Halo 3 collector's edition and all of that. Like, we're kind of not in those times anymore. in a lot of ways. And I mean, yeah, sure, that kind of sucks, but it also is kind of a good thing because, I think things being more accessible, especially in the skater community, is good. So longevity and live service. So the revenue from optional purchases in designed to fund continuous updates and content for years. And the EA devs have said this. They've said that this is like a 10-year plan that they're planning to support the game for 10 years. We'll see how that plays out, but I'm going to optimistically, keep on supporting the game um to help, give EA and that dev team a reason to um, continue working on it and follow through with the goals that they have set out to achieve. New content for free. So, yeah, I mean, if you've logged on to Skate as of recently, they've actually offered a lot of free stuff to the community because they are it seems like they're taking their time on making these adjustments to what in response to what the community is wanting from the devs. So that's good too. Obviously not everything is free. There is microtransactions for the Sandvan bucks, but I mean it's optional. You can grind away the challenges and we'll get into what that's like later on as well. But there is ways to kind of work around having to spend money in the game, which is sweet. And they're constantly tweaking that. They're currently tweaking that even. So cross-platform play. Yeah, so this is a big one that I think you obviously you want a free to play game to be cross-platform. And I do hope I'm going to add to this point here. I do hope that they actually add EA Skate to a streaming service of some kind, because I know in the gaming industry right now that is kind of exploding right now because well, I mean the game is free, so I don't want to say that it's affordable, but I mean it's affordable in the sense of like maybe somebody's wanting to play this game and they don't necessarily have the hardware to be able to do that. Well, if there was a streaming option for it, then that would make it even more accessible, right? Pros and cons. So yeah, I think making the microtransactions be mostly for the cosmetics. I mean, I've heard lots of people say this, and there's quotes right here that it's like soulless or corporate, or it's like a mobile game. And I don't know, maybe there is like some points to be had there. But if you look at like what they're putting out, like the Hesh versus Fresh with this like season 1 theme, I can relate to that. Like I used to work at West 49 for a few years, and yeah, that was like a big thing when I was like just getting like I shouldn't say just getting into skateboarding, but probably when I was at the peak of skateboarding as my primary passion and interest. Um, so it's like I think they're doing good, and I think they're doing good at trying to make some of these things more cross generational in terms of how it would appeal to different players. So I don't know. It's not going to be for everyone, really. Like the Fortnitification that people have been saying, they've been throwing that word around. Yeah, maybe there's a bit of that in there, but again, on ground level, if you want to play the game without that as an aspect, there's ways you can do it. And I think they see that that's really important to a huge part of the community, and I think they are working to address that, much like the replay editor, which I do want to talk about in more depth with that too. Potential grind. Yeah, the pay to win isn't there. Higher quality cosmetics. Yeah. So the fact that you do have to pay for cosmetics, hopefully that inspires them to make some better partnerships with like real brands, because I think that is probably a better approach to making the game more immersive and relatable, um, in a realistic in a realistic standpoint. Online only requirements. Yeah, the online only. I have mixed feelings about this, um, and it's mainly primarily coming from like a performance standpoint, and it's most noticeable when you're in the replay editor. Actually, like the constant stuttering um, of frames and the clips you're trying to record, like that's a prime example of something that I think, I don't know if it's directly related to the fact that it's online only. I feel like in my mind, like technically speaking, if you were to download the game and everything was running locally and it's not over on, like, you're not worrying about bandwidths or uh bandwidth drops and things like that. I would imagine that something that's as delicate as a replay editor would be probably more stable if it was localized and not just online only. Um, like, I'm not going to pretend like I know, like, I'm not a dev. But from my experience, the games that I've played, like Skater XL and Session, where those games are localized, they're not online only. Um, they seem to have extremely refined replay editors. Granted, they've been around and they're not in early access, so I want to give EA time to kind of address those things, and like they've said they would in the roadmap. But the other thing with like the online only is the fact that it does give the devs more freedom to be able to expand the map, change the map, and we've already seen that right now with like the Halloween event and the season 1 changes that we've seen in the map, and even like the aesthetic of the map itself in response to the community, which we saw in the latest update on Steam, which actually I could pull that up right now. So on the weekly grind here, they actually showed off, like, I'm sure you guys have seen this already, just the updated sections of the map, making it a little bit more gritty. Like it's clear to me that the devs care about what we want this game to be, and that's good. But we also have to be just as caring as a community to understand that, like, they have a huge weight on their shoulders to try to reach the widest demographic, please shareholders and all of that, all while being under these like pretty intense deadline pressures. Like, we all know the gaming industry, even from the outside, outside perspective, is a tough industry, but fun and gratifying, obviously, because you're making cool games. But I don't know. I tend to lean on the side of giving these devs grace where they deserve it, because there is a lot of pressure. So, but going back to the second point, which I kind of touched on, and I actually don't have to go into as much deep detail here on how the free-to-play structure is kind of good in terms of like looking at our current economic landscape right now. I don't know. I feel like we're just like in a extended form of a recession for most people. I mean, obviously, a lot of people came out of the pandemic way further on top than they were going into it. There was a lot of people who capitalized on the pandemic, which sounds awful to say, but it's true. And the demographic of skateboarders are typically kids and like young adults who, aren't they're not trying to get into golf and the expenses of golf or hockey, because those like sports cost an enormous amount of money to get into. And that's why it kind of appeals to, a lower income bracket of the demographic is a lower income bracket. So free to play makes it accessible, makes it adaptable for the game devs to be able to shift their focus and move things around and evolve the map that the world that they're creating within skate. So yeah. Free to play model, I was skeptical. Oh my goodness, I can't, struggling to say that word. I was skeptical about the direction that they were going with that, but I don't know. I think I'm warming up to it, and I understand it, and I'm giving them grace in them following through with their 10-year goal of evolving it into a game that we all are gonna love collectively. So I do want to take a minute before I jump into the game to just give you a quick message. Oh, hey guys, sorry, I'm just gonna take 2 seconds of your time. I'm gonna pretend like this isn't awkward, but if there is people, if you are watching this right now, let me know that you're there by hitting the thumb button and just liking this video. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be streaming more, I'm going to be creating more content, and all of it's going to be with a more cinematic type style. That's what I'm aiming for. I don't quite have all the equipment and everything I need in order to achieve this, but that like, that subscribe are things that you can do to help support me, and also let me know that there is actually people out there on the other side of the ether. So anyways, let's get back to the fun part, history. Oh, hey guys, sorry, I'm just gonna take 2 seconds of your time. I'm gonna pretend like this isn't awkward, but if Oh, hey guys, sorry, I'm just gonna take 2 seconds of your time. I'm gonna pretend like this isn't awkward, but if there is people, if you are watching this, oh, sorry, my mic was muted. Probably best for the best. All right, so let's jump into the game. I do have some challenges to do, but I don't know, they're pretty repetitive, so I'm just gonna kind of play that by ear. And if anybody in chat wants to suggest they want to see a specific channel or challenge done, yeah, I mean, really the streams are supposed to be conversational, but and that's why I kind of started with that. The rest is just kind of me playing. So I don't know, maybe I will do some challenges and grind things out, and maybe work on my daily challenges as well. That is one thing that I do think that they need to work on, is figuring out a way to make the challenges a little bit more I don't know, not so crazy. Some like more realistic ones, and even like skate. I know the community's been raving about skate being added to the game, which I mean is only appropriate given the title's name. So, yeah. I'll just grind out some challenges. I did I made a sponsor me tape. It's not a literal sponsor me tape. It's more like a hypothetical, you know, nod to the skate community and old times when there was tapes around still.
This stunt
I just thought it was a good title. But if you haven't seen that, it's my first full-ish edit in the game. And now rewatching it a couple of times, I've kind of realized that
this one is perfectly calibrated to your skill set. Sweet.
I feel like there was maybe a little bit too much slow-mo. So I'm probably going to dial back the amount of slow-mo scenes that I shoot, and use free cam more often as well for my edits. This area right here is definitely an area that I've been scoping out to kind of like do some filming at, and I think what I'm gonna do is actually create maybe a video for each kind of like block sector within the map. Just kind of like, I don't know, going hard on one spot and trying to find like unique ways of skating that one spot, and do like a couple of edits of doing that. I think that seems like a pretty cool idea. Maybe using the object dropper as well to kind of create some unique spots. But I'll be honest, like I get the most enjoyment out of this game when I'm playing this game as if like it's a little bit more realistic. I know that, oh shoot. Oh well, we'll do that over again. Yeah, I see the challenges are varied, because obviously they're trying to create challenges that showcase like each part of the game and what it offers. So in terms of the challenges, I don't think that there's anything that they should remove. I think I would just want maybe a wider variety of types of challenges that they could maybe add to the game. But yeah, the foundation's there.
Everything counts in small amounts.
And V. V is another topic of controversy. But I do want to kind of like wait and do like a whole stream on that alone. Just gonna pull up chat here. And I did mute that. Okay, good.
I don't know who came up with this.
I do want to start streaming more regularly, and Skate isn't the only game that I want to stream. There's a lot more other games that I want to stream. But I mean, the biggest thing is accessibility. You know, Skate's free, and it's not overly demanding of a game, so it's actually it's more of a realistic game for me to be able to handle right now with my current setup. I wish that I could have my Discord going on as well, so I could chat with people on my Discord channel as well, but again, unfortunately, right now I can't do that. My system is it's kind of already at its max just doing this alone. Which is why liking and subscribing helps a lot.
Filed that one under trash.
I'm more or less trying to find my confidence again, not just in creating content and streaming, but in general. Because yeah, much like the economies felt the impact of the pandemic, as far back as that's it's already been quite a few years. A lot of people like myself are still feeling it.
This line challenge is
for a layer cake of multiple reasons. Shoot. Damn it. Yeah, having worked in sales and retail, automotive sales, electronic sales. It's been challenging trying to figure out what to transition into. And I've always been into games, and there isn't a shortage of various types of games that appeal to my wide a range of interests, from like architecture to racing, skateboarding. Yeah, it's not a shortage of games to appeal to those things. And I mean, there's more games coming out all the time. And technology keeps on advancing and getting cooler. It's just, yeah, the world of gaming.
This is a pig challenge.
In a lot of ways is actually at a really cool point, because there's just so many like technological breakthroughs and advancements that have been happening, and a lot of tech that was like expensive back in the day is now becoming a lot more affordable. Like, for example, OLED. When I worked at Sony, they had an 11-inch OLED for like, I think it started off as like at like $25,000 when it first released, and then they had to put it on sale for like a fraction of the price. But just imagine that, an 11-inch TV, OLED TV, first gen, obviously. So I guess there's some kind of like nostalgic to like buying the first gen of anything. But 11, I think it ended up going as low on sale as like $7,000, I think, or $8,000 from like 20. This is just crazy. Just how different times were back then. I mean, you can still buy TVs. There's still TVs out there for screens for like $20,000, $25,000, even $45,000 in.
Yes, that was textbook.
Yeah, but I mean, they're obviously bigger than 11 inches. Yeah. So I'm kind of I guess I'm kind of biased towards Sony, which is kind of interesting. I love Sony tech, but I've slowly moved away from a lot of Sony tech recently. But who knows? Maybe the next PlayStation will be something I might have to invest in eventually. Kind of skipped the PS5. I had a PS4 Pro, which was, wait, what am I trying to do? Is it this one? Oh, it is this one. Yeah.
4 out of 5 dentists agree.
I had a PS5 or PS4 Pro. I feel like the Pro versions are always the ones to get. Just wait until the second generation comes out. I'm not typically an early adopter to things. I guess that's why, like, even with this game, I'm like, I'm just trying to give the devs some time to I guess, I mean, for the most accurate way of putting it, bring it to the point where it's out of early access. Like, I'm kind of curious as to what, like, at what point they're going to consider the game not early access. Some people in the community say this is not early access. I'm like, okay. Well, I'm just going to take it at face value for what they say, but I don't know, maybe that's me being optimistically naive. Perhaps. I'd rather be optimistically naive than pessimistic. I mean, I'm hella pessimistic about a lot of other things in the world, like politics and law and religion, nonprofits, all of those things.
You've gotta want it to...
But I don't know. I guess to some extent, no matter what it is, you're kind of trying to depend on the medical system, your politicians, your local politicians, your local law, any of that stuff.
So sick.
There's some sort of amount of faith that you have to put into the people that are running it in order to delusionally look at it optimistically. So, I don't know. Some form or another, I think we're all living in some form of delusion to some extent if you have any amount of faith towards anything at all. It is kind of reaching beyond the facts that are in front of you. So, I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt. But this game is entertaining. I do get a lot of fun out of it. Not so much out of banging out these challenges, to be honest. Obviously, I do that because I feel like it's worth it for me doing edits and stuff that I have more content and more aesthetics and more things to pull from to be able to create some cool edits in the future. So to me, the time invested there hopefully can go towards like what kind of videos I make in the future. Oh, come on. Come on. Do I have to select it for it to pop up? Yeah, there we go.
Want an easy...
Oh god. Yeah, one thing that I really like, I feel they nailed on this game, is just like the overall physics, the ragdoll movements and things like that. Like,
Nice skating.
I've said
You're
this
going
before,
up.
but I'll say it again. I feel like what Skate did, the biggest evolution that Skate did to this game to make it better, is basically what COD did with the Omni movement. Like, the Omni movement made COD a lot more polished to me in terms of like the movement and everything. And I think that's what keeps on bringing me back to COD. Not that it doesn't have its flaws in and of itself. I mean, I think
This
every
one
game
is
has
good
its
to test your
flaws.
stunt with-
There's no such thing as the perfect game. But yeah, like, even with this challenge here, like, the fact that I can do a quick ollie, and I've got control over my boards with, like, speed checking and power
I
sliding
enjoy
really
backing
quickly
your success.
with one stick, and then all of your flip mechanics with the other stick, like it makes so much sense. Growing up playing all the Tony Hawk's games, and then moving to this to skate, that was like groundbreaking. Like it's definitely a more authentically immersive experience to be using the sticks. But I recently played Session. I wouldn't say for the first time, but like putting in a good couple of hours into it, because it went on sale on Steam. So I was like, okay, I'll pull the trigger on this. And man, that is a whole nother beast. That is a whole nother beast. It is so hard. Just doing like a nice kickflip feels like an accomplishment. Whereas this, I mean, I can blow through a challenge,
You make it look too
and it's
easy.
almost like muscle memory at this point, because I have over 100 hours in this game already. So the challenges have become already kind of like a part of my muscle memory. But with certain challenges that have like this one here, which is a line, it's kind of like the style of my skateboarding
The margins for error are
already, like realistic street skating. I do find myself spending maybe a little bit more time on sometimes, just kind of like picking tricks that I think would be cool in real life, or ones that I used to be able to do back in the day. Yeah, I need a triple flip. All right. The other cool thing that I love about this game, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again, is the flip speed mechanic. I definitely love that you can like slow a flip trick down and kind of like lob your tricks if you want to. Like, that's pretty sweet. There we go.
That's exactly what that challenge.
I mean, the other thing with the online only, to kind of go back to that topic, is that it does actually invite the future possibility of like more collaborative experiences. I mean, right now, these challenges, they do have that kind of built into them. But yeah, I think that is another primary focus that they should kind of take into consideration. And I've heard rumors that they're working on some sort of chat system, which would be awesome. I think it would be even more awesome if they did a proximity chat. That would be sweet. I've been watching a lot of Lucci videos and streams lately. I love his content, man. And apparently he used to skate, I think. He was mentioning that. Which is kind of interesting that he doesn't have skate content, but I think that's probably because he's at the point where he's already making content for like big games that are are trending. He's got all the equipment to do all that with, and these skate games are, in retrospect, kind of quite a bit smaller of games to be streaming and trying to build a community off of. But anyways, yeah, the proximity chat in Arc Raiders, to me, that's like a benchmark of, I think that is the benchmark of what future games should be shooting for if they want to create a more immersive experience, community experience for their players. I'm not sure how it works when it comes to like,
and you'll get a signature shoelace someday.
Games, game studios that are under the same umbrella share their innovations with each other. Because I know, the devs from Arc Raiders, or the main dev, originally came from Battlefield, which is where like a lot of the sound design inspirations come from. I think. I mean, there seems to be a pattern there. Because even Battlefield has like incredible sound design. But if there was any lessons that the skate devs could take from other games, yeah, they could definitely take some notes from Arc Raiders and the lead dev from there, because a proximity chat like that in this game would be pretty sick. And like Lucci says, like, when it comes to streaming and creating content, when you've got like people actually interacting with each other in that way, the content kind of creates itself. And it would be kind of interesting to see how different the interactions would be in a game like this compared to like a game like Arc Raiders. Because skateboarding is, I don't know, I want to say that it's a peaceful community, but I mean, not always. Not always. For the most part, they're pretty peaceful and very inclusive, I would say. And especially over the last like 10 years in skateboarding alone has been incredibly groundbreaking for inclusivity, which is good. I think that's inclusivity of any kind is a good thing. But yeah, it would be interesting to see what kind of like situations would come from prox chat in a game like this. I remember in some of my Skater XL edits during the pandemic, which sadly I took down, I did have some edits where at the end of some of my video parts on like the ender trick, I would actually kind of insert some like cheering with sound clips and stuff. But if you had prox chat, much like in real life, when you're hitting up a spot, you could technically like hit up spots with a crew and have like real players be at a spot, and you're just like hitting up a spot, and there being these like authentic moments of cheering and stuff. Like that'd be so cool. I mean, I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, lip slides. Forward slides and lip slides in this game, and it might be the settings that I have turned on. They're actually a lot harder than nose slides and tail slides, blunt slides and nose blunt slides.
Calibrated to your skill set. Sweet.
Because it kind of auto locks into nose slides and tail slides, blunt slides and nose blunt slides in a kind of weird way. All right. Let's actually move over here and start just kind of checking these ones off. Oh man. I don't normally play with like bright lights on, so they're kind of kind of blinding me. But it does look better. It's good to have good lighting.
Life's challenges prepare us for our inner...
All right. This one's hard. At least aspects of it. The pop shove it to grind is actually really hard. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like it's really hard to kind of like aim for the edge of that statue to grind it. Is that it? No. And sometimes you do it and it doesn't count it. So it's definitely a game with like it's a work in progress still. There's a lot of challenges that kind of have some bugs that they need to fix still. Oh God. Oh, come on. Yeah, like the grind spline there is kind of right where you land. It's just the hardest thing to lock into for some reason compared to a lot of other grind spline spots. It might be just me though, in the way that I'm approaching it. But yeah, sometimes it seems like it should have registered that. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, now it registered that. Okay. Sure.
That was the essence of excellence.
Yeah, and I mean the other thing too, with the what currency is the orange one again? What do they call that? I don't know, the orange currency. I mean, you can rack them up quite a bit. But I think this is just because, like, not only do they need to maybe have the store be refreshed more frequently, but I would add that maybe these product boxes also need to be refreshed, possibly more frequently, or maybe not have a limit to them. Dare I say, maybe just turn them into something more similar to what the Forza wheel spins are like, where you can just keep on adding like product and swag to these boxes so that the progression has an endless loop instead of like a finished one, if that makes sense. Because it's not like there's a story to the game or anything like that. And I know that it might sound controversial to say that they should add like a spinning wheel of some kind like Forza, because I know lots of people hated that. But I mean, how do you make something that, you know, randomly provides you, you know, swag and loot while still being continuous? You know, that it's a hard balance to strike, and then also not feeling so much like you're gambling or being inspired to gamble. So the boxes, the theme of the boxes makes maybe arguably more sense than like a gambling wheel. But yeah, I don't know. F1. Okay, where are the challenges?
Feel like a good and easy session challenge?
Doesn't have to be easy. That is like one thing about the spots in this map that I think is a somewhat of a missed opportunity is the run up and landings of a lot of spots are somewhat compromised. I guess that means that you have to be a little bit more creative in how you skate it, but yeah. Oh man. What am I at? 9? Okay, so there's just the one left. That's yeah, one other just like looking at the difference between being in the sunlight and, oh man, being in the sunlight and being in like the shade. And especially for like filming specifically, I feel like if they actually had like a day-night cycle, I know I've been raving about that on social media and in the community, that the day-night cycle would be huge.
Everything counts.
It would just, I feel like that would bring a lot more life to the game, because like I know that when and now I'm gonna sound like the inner filmmaker in me right now is kind of ignited. But I know that if I come to this spot is gonna have the sun coming from this direction every single time. And there's no dynamic to that at all, right? And I know that this, like, say I want to hit this spot on this side specifically for whatever, trick, for example. I know that this side is always going to have shade. So I think one major missed opportunity is a day-night cycle, possibly even a seasonal cycle of some kind. Obviously one that kind of caters to skateboarding, so not a full-blown winter per se like we have in Canada here, but something a little more dynamic would be nice. At least, day night at the very least. But with that said, the improvements that they made on the lighting is good.
This spot is...
The golden hour look does have a nice look to it. But honestly, I did like the other lighting as well. I think they were both good for different situations. But the sun moon rotation would be...
Yes, that was text.
That would be a big deal, for sure. Obviously, that would mean that they would have to work on the replay editor and add some lighting options, which could be an item drop that they could add. So you could set up some lighting at certain spots for night shooting. Oh, if they added that to the game, oh god. Yeah. That would be sick. I'm just spitballing my wish list right now, but... Yeah, because when I'm filming, there's I've noticed that there's certain spots where I absolutely love the spot, but it's in this dark, shadowy area. So then I don't really have any control over the lighting of that area, which, I don't know, maybe for the majority of the age demographic that they're trying to appeal to, those things wouldn't matter so much. I don't know, maybe I'm out of my age category to be playing this game, but I don't think so, because they seem to be trying to appeal to the widest demographic possible. And I don't know, I feel like skaters in general, a lot of them have a pretty deep passion for like filmmaking in general. I think that's actually a huge part of skate culture in general, because I mean, if you're trying to get any good at skateboarding or trying to get paid for it or get sponsored, you're going to have to know a thing or two about cameras and filming and lighting and all of that to make a well-produced sponsor me tape in real life. So I mean, yeah, music, filmmaking, it seems to inspire a lot of the creative types, for sure. So yeah, it's a sport, sure, but it's also like very much an art form that crosses into many other art forms, maybe unintentionally. But that's kind of what makes skateboarding so special, or any extreme sport, really. Individual, like snowboarding, surfing.
Lining up for a line.
I thought about doing some streams where I would do some like filming and capturing while I'm live streaming. But unfortunately, I don't think I have a system
You're killing it.
that's really capable of doing that. So maybe in the future, when I've got equipment that can handle those types of things a little bit with ease, then maybe those sorts of things could be in the future. But one day.
Feel the flow.
I mean, also like audio quality, getting a proper mic. The thing is when you start trying to increase the quality of the stream quality, the audio quality, the camera quality, production quality at large, the beefier of a computer you need. So right now my computer it's good enough to be able to run games at higher settings, but to run games at higher settings while doing everything else that I want to do creatively, I'm definitely hitting some like major bottlenecks. And I would like to say that it would be easy for me to go out and, get a quick part-time job or something like that to take care of that myself. But
looks like you wrote the book on that.
I am 100% hoping that this whole YouTube journey is the journey that takes me to a place where I can find my independence and freedom again. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. I saw somebody post
Good luck owning this one.
this
Seven
like
stuff, if my spot guide is...
this meme of well, it was like a movie clip of Aaron Paul sitting at a desk, and the caption was, when you're at work and you realize that you're spending more time at work than with your family. And that used to be me. I was working like 60 to 80 hour, 60 minimum, 85-hour work weeks for like 5 years straight before the pandemic hit. And it burnt me right out. So I can relate to that, but at the same time, like now I've lost many civil rights and freedoms for me to be able to actually go and get just like a part-time job even. And it's hard for people to understand that that could even be possible in this day and age. But yeah, it's possible.
Skating.
Yeah, I actually want to complete this. I thought I actually got it, but... So I really hope this YouTube journey takes me to a place where I can find my freedom again, rebuild my life again.
That's exactly what that challenge was asking for.
Find somebody, attract somebody who's loving, loyal, importantly, and who isn't just looking for somebody who's already got their shit together. Like, I don't really care if somebody's got their shit together or not, if they're a truly loving person.
Stunt it up.
Because two will always be better than one. And over the last 6 years of losing a lot of the social support I've had, losing everything I had built up, all of it. Yeah, over the last 6 years of kind of educating myself on socioeconomics, nothing makes more sense than companionship and love. And when you don't have that in your life, I mean, you might be going through the motion of life, but that meme that I'm talking about, or that social media post that I'm referring to, doesn't make it makes the most sense in that aspect. Caveman. Oh, okay, I can do that. Oh. Like I'm determined to rebuild my life.
Nice skating.
But I want to do that on my own terms. And if that means creatively speaking, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm on YouTube, trying to find the things that are both accessible to me to some extent, but also allows me to be able to hopefully build a community and a group of supportive people that believe in me. And that, and that are driven to see this succeed as much as I am.
Quite suitable.
In whichever way that they are capable of doing that. But a lot of people are struggling these days in various different ways, so I understand there's tons of restrictions to what people can even do.
That was the essence of excellence.
All right. Might as well just skate over there. When I don't have challenges to do, literally that's what I'm doing, is just like skating down a sidewalk, doing flip tricks in various different ways and styles. Because this game definitely does give you the freedom to do that, which is pretty sweet. Oh god. Ah. Total score. Okay, I'm almost there. Oh.
Success breeds success.
All right. Let's. Yeah, like a spot like this with like a camera spotlight would be nice. It's kind of dark. A day-night cycle. It could shine some light, literally shine some light on some spots that haven't gotten as much attention, I think. Oh, geez. Nice. Kind of close to wrapping up the last few challenges here for the day. Then we can double check the daily challenges. Typically, when you go through all the challenges, the map challenges, you kind of naturally check off a lot of the daily challenges while you're at it. So, oh god, the camera was super weird there. Oh jeez. Timing this one to get through there is actually... Oh shit. I missed the rail. Ah, now I got off my board. Frick. All good.
Keep that up, and you'll get it.
Oh, it's over there.
I don't know who came up with this one, but get ready to get your line on.
I don't think the tonality of V's voice is unpleasant. I think she has a very pleasant tonality. Whether she's AI or a voice actor, which I think a lot of people have concluded that she's AI. I don't know, as controversial as that is, we kind of live... We're now in the age of AI. This is the AI age, and it's only going to proceed in that direction. And yeah, the more division, socioeconomic division, and loneliness proceeds, yeah, AI is going to definitely be a part of the solution to try to fill in some gaps for people who may not have many of their social needs being met.
This one is perfectly calibrated.
But, I mean, more specific to V, the dialogue that is in the game can be altered very quickly just by putting in a different, text prompt for what she says or responds to. So, I mean, from a practical standpoint, that makes a lot more sense, and it's relevant to the kind of times we're living in. So it's, I don't know, I think it makes sense. It's things like that
Draw a rad line with this.
that kind of confuse me as to why the community is hating on V so much. It's like, well, there's bots in casuals on COD. And I hate to say it, but the numbers show how much COD needed casuals and bots to just like invite a whole nother player demographic into the game. I know that's not a direct comparison because it's like, you know, like a voice assistant versus something that's like competitively working against you, I guess, in a sense, to compete against you, I guess. Some of the things she says is kind of funny. In like a blindly optimistic kind of way, which I don't know. Maybe we need some more of that in the world. I guess that's objective. Depends on how you've designed your life, right? With the freedom that you've been given. Maybe some people don't need that as much as others. Oh, that didn't work. That did not work. Oh, I'm going too fast. Didn't actually need that last grind either. There we go.
Nice.
Everything counts in small amounts. It's true, V. And I should be taking your advice. Because even when it comes to content creation,
Own this one.
oh god, that is wall.
Yes, that was textbook.
After I'm done these challenges, I'm gonna
In the mood for an easy...
test to see if I can do some filming while streaming. I'm not sure how well that's gonna work, so it may not let me. but it's worth trying. Be nice to stream to like multiple platforms at once, but yeah, there's a paywall to that, unfortunately.
You were born to do this.
Well, I don't know about that, B. But I'm certainly trying.
This one.
Yeah, like some of these challenges. Yeah, they definitely need to rotate the challenges
Efficient.
out more.
One try not.
Like just make a whole ton of them. Like just make a whole ton of challenges. Take away the glowy, highlighty aspects of like the objects you're supposed to hit, because that actually is super distracting, and I'm not a fan of that. I don't know if I'm the only person that's saying that, but I feel that way. And then we need a map filter. That would be hugely helpful, because like I can see that you can place down session marker or location marker points here, which is good, and then you can skate to them. But being able to like take away all of the challenges that'd be nice, I think. A lot of other games have that. All right. One last challenge. This one seems to be fixed and then broken and then fixed. It's like the last
challenge.
Flip trick over the staircase. It doesn't always register that. Oh god. It's going too fast. Yeah. There we go.
Sick. Are you feeling it?
All right. All right. So all the challenges are done. Daily challenges. How many did I complete? Soul laser flips, 5. 20-meter grinder, 20-meter grinding gull crest. 5 of those. Okay, so we'll add to gull crest. I think are we already in gull crest? No. 20-meter grind. Where? I mean, curbs are always... Actually, over here... Oh, that's a bus. I feel like there's some pretty good 20-meter ledges over in this area. I think.
Hey, whoa.
Oh. I mean, gotta get on at the very start of the ledge, though. I don't think that's 20 meters. Actually, that may not even be 20 meters either. I mean, challenges like this, curbs like that one right there, like just doing a slappy, or just jumping onto it. Because it's downhill. That's definitely 20 meters. Gotta be. Is that not 20 meters? What? Oh yeah, it was. Okay. Which means this one probably is 2. So I could just hit both of them up. Oh, there's some rails there. And now we're cooking. All right, let's go. Oh, that was a shove. Okay, let's try its switch then. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, well, I got the grinds. Now I just got to do the laser flip. I wonder, I've done this rail, but can you even do the staircase? Oh, that's a pretty big staircase. I feel like you definitely need some help from like a ramp or something. All right, okay, let's get creative here. I don't drop. customize. Yeah, there's different colors. There we go. Where's... Yeah, it's over. The landing zone, I think, is about there, if I'm not mistaken. And let's duplicate this item. There we go. Let's duplicate this. All right. Maybe we could even do a switch laser flip. Oh. Aw, man. Shoot. Wait, is it over this? Yeah, it is. Okay. Forgot to lay down the session marker. Alright, let's throw it down here. I might have to move those ramps a bit further out, or just ollie sooner. There we go. I don't think that's enough speed, though. Nope, definitely need more speed. Which means we gotta move these. Interact. I'm standing in the way. There we go. That should work. There we go. Oh, this is definitely gonna work. Okay, we got the distance. But now... Oh. Now we gotta get that... I need a full rotation there. Nope. I actually need to hit the top of the ramp. Oh god. Totally hung up there. Yeah. There we go. Okay. No. Pretty sure that's some sort of glitch. When you just do like a mega pop like that. That's not right. Alright. No. Nope. That's not giving me the speed I need. There we go. Come on. That was... Okay, that was clean, but... I need to do the full rotation. Come on. Ah, Frick, I can do 360 flips all day. Which is essentially the same thing, just the other way. This should be a lot easier than it seems right now. Okay, there's the 3 shove. Okay, so that's good. Now I just need to add the heel flip in there. No, that was too far. Oh god. I don't know if that's like a sweep glitch or if that's just me. But that seems to happen to me on some occasions where I'm trying to pop really quickly and then it just sweeps me right into a bail. Oh god. Switch far heel actually does look pretty sweet too, but I need laser flips. Okay, come on. Okay, there we go. I didn't make the staircase though. Fuck. Come on. Oh, that was so fast. No. Slow it down. Calm down, Reggie. Oh, if other people caught onto my spot. Oh man. That like barely gives you enough speed. Like you got, yeah, there you go. You got to enter the ramp like, oh god. You got to enter the ramp like right at the right spot. Which is kind of hard to gauge because you're actually ollie into it blind. Oh, there we go. Okay, but that was like so fast again though. Oh. There we go. Okay, that was slow, but I was like... I went into like fakey stance for a split second there, which made it look really not good. Oh, okay, that was perfect. Okay, let's back it up there. Wasn't a laser flip, which is what I'm aiming for, but let's see. What? Let's do free cam. Just do like a zoomed in shot, maybe. Or maybe from here as if he was standing there. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's another thing about them adding keyframes, is that would give you so much more control over your clips that you're taking. Like being able to adjust zooms in the middle of a shot. I mean, I guess you could do that, but I mean, I'm using a controller, so you're using the D-pad to operate your zoom functions, and you can't really do that very smoothly with the D-pad, unfortunately. So they definitely still have some work to do on the replay editor. But we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, that was clean. Let's back it up. again, yeah, this is kind of another example of like a spot where the lighting is like it's in the shade. So, I mean, I guess I could hit the spot on the other side. Maybe I'll do that. Dang it. Yeah. I was in fakey stance there again. Oh man, this is gonna be hard. Nope. Nope. Frick, I'm struggling to do the full rotation there. Oh, come on. Just battling it out. Could just do a flat ground one and call it a day, but that would be too easy. Oh, that was way too fast. Trying to slow it down so it looks more realistic. Yeah, like that kind of speed, but the full distance. There we go. Ah, that's tough, man. To be honest, I probably could put maybe a different ramp down or approach the ramp at a different... Okay, that was good. That should be enough speed. Almost. I feel like if I adjusted the ramp, then it would be like too much speed, and then I would overshoot it. Oh god. I mean, or I could just do a super pop like that. Not intentionally at all. Okay, that was looking better. It's too close to the rail, but okay, there we go. There's the speed. Oh, that was so close. That was almost it. And that wasn't like, no pun intended, but that wasn't like a laser fast flip either. Okay, there we go. The bricks are kind of tough too, to some extent, to like see where your pop point is. Okay, there we go. I don't know if this is enough speed. The thing is I don't want to get too much speed either. Okay, oh. Okay, well that was it, but... I mean, that was it, but I feel like I just did like a super pop. Like a pop that does not reflect realism at all. Pretty sure it was like a speed. Like a glitch. Okay, this is actually a good angle. And there's a good amount of sunlight here. Let's try to get that lamp in the shot. That wasn't so bad. I mean, from this angle, it doesn't look so bad. But if I went down here... Oh, that wasn't so bad. Okay. In the gameplay view, it seemed worse than it looks playing it back. Which means perhaps maybe a zoom. Or maybe if... Yeah, this is where tripod kind of makes more sense. If you're trying to get like a down low shot, like down low wide angle. Back it up here. Yeah, that's not the angle I'm looking for. Kind of like here, maybe. Yeah. No. That's not bad. I do like the sunlight more, but that's a good angle. I like that, actually. Yeah. Okay, so let's pause it there. Let's trim it. And just for entertainment value, we'll see. I doubt this is gonna work, but we'll try it. I'll just pretend I'm not streaming and see if I can. Okay. What's going on? Oh, I trimmed it too short. I see. My bad. Or, oh, it glitched out. I think. Yeah, it glitched out. It does that sometimes. So yeah, the replay editor definitely has some work to be done on, because then, yeah, then you can actually capture moments like that for clips. But yeah, did I get the daily challenge? Let's see. Nope. Maybe switch laser flip doesn't count. All right. Looks like we're hitting it up regular then. Oh shit. Yeah. Flipping it regular is a lot easier. For some reason it's more natural for me to do that. But now I just gotta get the timing right. Oh, not quite. All right, let's go. Oh, I need way more speed than that. Now I need to get the flip right. I'm trying to pump into the ramp too. Hopefully that gives me a bit more speed too. Although I've seen guys stack the ramps. There we go. Oh, that was almost it. Clip the last stair. It's harder than it looks. Staircase is pretty big. Oh my god, unless that happens. Pop glitch. Again, a pop glitch. I don't know how I'm doing that. Alright, come on. I already got it, but for the sake of doing it clean, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. Well, if it did its switch, I should be able to do it regular too. Oh god, that is tough. Frick. That's tough. There we go. Oh. That felt like that was enough speed. Frick. It's definitely not enough speed though. Yeah, there you go. Nice slow nollie heel. There we go. Oh. That's tough. I don't know if that ramp is enough for getting enough speed. But I made it switch, so it's... Oh. Okay. Okay, that has gotta look unrealistic. Come on, don't do this to me. None of it's working. Oh, maybe it's because I'm stuck. Let's see. If I like go back and then try to... Would it work? Maybe it's because I was stuck. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, so... Oh my god. That is definitely some superhuman level popping. I don't know what's going on there, but that is definitely like a pop glitch. Come on. Okay. I'm losing it. I'm getting further away from the goal. For some reason, there's some sort of like sick parallel between my real life and what's going on right now. I just try so hard, and either I don't make it far enough, or it's like some superhuman level amounts of effort, but the result is still the same. It's not what I was actually seeking to try to achieve. I should give up. I should just walk away from this. superhuman pop or just not far enough. All right. Well, the majority of the beginning of this stream was kind of what I wanted to focus on more, is like the discussion of the game itself, and try to engage people in some of the perspectives, the unique perspectives that I have on the game. And yeah, I'm on Discord pretty much every day, and all of my links for my Discord channel are open to people joining and hanging out. I don't have a formal form of managing my Discord right now, so it's I'm monitoring and kind of like vetting everyone that comes in individually, because it's a very tiny community right now. So I'm just trying to make sure that people are respectful there, and that they're there to support each other, and my channel and my growth and my community. But yeah, if you actually want to hang out and chat, or if you want to collaborate even, I'm down for that, possibly, depending on what that looks like. But yeah, it was fun talking about that. And if you guys have any thoughts on what I've kind of brought to the table, feel free to leave a comment in the section below. And yeah, if an easy way to be able to support me and my channel is to like and subscribe. So I would very much appreciate that if you could do that. Also, check out my latest and first official edit with the game in its current state. Keep that in mind. As you can see, the replay editor is kind of tough to work with right now, but I'm trying to work past that and get some good clips, and I'm going to continue working on pooling a bunch of clips to make like a real like full length ish type video part, which is where the collaboration comes into play. It would be cool to actually have like guest players featured in this skate video. So if you're interested in that, yeah, let me know. But until next stream, peace out, guys. And yeah, peace out.